If I bleed tonight, if I am sad tonight, I don't have a job to find. And if I work tonight, if I'm so tired tonight, I'll fall asleep when I'm home, when I'm
Good morning and welcome to the Darkmom Consortium for May 8th, 2020. Completely forgot what day it was. Let's see, let's turn that microphone off. That was the wrong mic. If anybody's having any issues with my audio, please let me know. I had to move the computer yesterday, wound up resetting everything, and we are still tweaking stuff well into the night. So hopefully everything's caught up. Let's take a quick check though. And yeah, it's still showing where we were last night. Hopefully nothing's changed. So good morning, everyone. We're continuing on with our journey through the Klingon story arc. We finished the first portion of the arc, which was Empire. Now we've moved on to Warzone, and we're just beginning that with today's episode of Bringing Down the House. The House of Martok seeks your assistance. Who is targeting their members for death? I don't care about targeting people for death as long as I have my coffee, which I do. Let's catch up on what's going on here. Ooh, I didn't realize we had quite so much stuff with our duty officers. Oh, that's right, we wanted to make some money on this. Hey, by the way, before we get going here, don't forget that you can get your 7 of 9 outfits. To do that, you simply go to, let's see, go to the Dilithium, go to the Zen store. It's under featured or it's under promotions. It depends on where you're going. I didn't realize I had that. Okay. Let's see if we've got our 7 of 9. There it is. Civilian $23.99 outfit from Picard. Once you pick it up, it's available across all your tunes, regardless of faction. So next thing we got to look at, I think, is we might need to bring in some more bridge officers, and we don't have enough money to do that. So we're kind of stuck there for the moment. Let's check our assets before we get going. We have some fleet marks. We have a little refined dilithium, and that is it. I think we put in a bid yesterday. So we now have 49 Zen. There it is. Not quite enough for a key, but we're going to start needing to be financially good on this account, because I'm not spending cash money on 2 accounts. Technically more than that. I spent enough money yesterday. Alright, so where are we going to go here? Let's go into our episodes. We caught up with everything yesterday, so we're into Warzone. Let's go ahead and hail.
Sorella, Lady of the House of Martok, has requested that you meet her at the house estate in the Ketha lowlands. She did not explain why she wanted to see you, but I expect that she has some tasks she would like completed. The House of Martok has lost much prestige since I took the Chancellor's seat, but they still have many allies among the KDF, and I am loath to reject Sorella's request without a good reason. Gaining the favor of the House of Martok could serve you well. But remember, they have many enemies. I harbor no ill towards Sorella, but do not get caught up in her vengeance against me. It would not be in your best interest.
And our rewards are XP, personal comm code, Klingon Tactical Officer, 480 dilithium, and Disruptor Induction Coil. Okay, let's take
Serve
that.
the Empire well. Kapla!
So, let's see. We do have a transwarp there, so let's go ahead and use our transwarp. Because honestly, I can think of nothing less interesting in you watching the ship go through space slowly. Lady Sorella, mistress of the House of Martok, has requested your presence at the family's manor. We should make our way to her as soon as possible.
Welcome. Greetings, Kemtar. It pleases me that you have both come to my home. The House of Martok has many enemies. We have called for vengeance against the House of Jempok and all of its allies for the death of my husband. And many smaller houses seek to curry favor with Jempok or the House of Duras by striking at us. Until now, most of these attacks have been little more than a nuisance. When we received word from Kemtar that one of the houses may be plotting to assassinate Worf, it confirmed my suspicions that there is a greater threat emerging. I now believe that my grandson Maven may also be a target. These assassins threaten to destabilize our position on the High Council. Whoever has ordered such a dishonorable act, or who would be cowardly enough to carry it out, must be stopped. Given your current investigation, I ask that you find the assassin and remove the threat before they attempt a strike.
Your full cooperation will be appreciated.
Yes, we value your concerns and we will proceed with caution in our investigation. It is refreshing and a testimony to the dignity of House Martok that you are willing to speak out and recognize this looming threat. May I ask where your grandson Maven is now?
He is on his way to the Batleth tournament on Forcas 3 with your father. Worf assured me that he would handle security matters during the trip. But that was before you reported your findings to me.
We should go to Forcas as well.
Before you go, I have another concern. Our local farmers reported seeing a Romulan here recently. Given Kimtar's suspicions of a house collaborating with the Tal Shiar, it seems to be an odd coincidence. We need to know what the Romulan was doing here before you leave for the tournament.
We will look for this Romulan.
Why would a Romulan come anywhere near these farms?
Yes, I know I'm getting distracted. But we would be fools to pass up an opportunity not for profit, but to ensure that our equipment is complete and up to date. We can only do that by acquiring money and items for sale. We are turning into Ferengi.
Enemy target uncensored.
Oh, I don't think so.
The only thing I've paid attention to of late has been the lack of rain. But you're a warrior, not a farmer. You wouldn't be interested in that. Sorry I couldn't help you.
Worthless. We'll ask someone else.
Targs have been busy tearing up my roots. But other than that, I haven't seen anything unusual.
Bah! We'll talk to another farmer.
I remember seeing that Romulan. He said he was a surveyor hired to architect a new irrigation system. He set up equipment on the hill over there. But I haven't seen him lately. It wouldn't surprise me if he's up to no good. Can never trust a Romulan.
Sorella would have known if a Romulan surveyor was on her property. Stay alert.
Oops. Let's see. Tonight, we feast on wild targ. This isn't surveying equipment, sir. What would a surveyor need with Romulan short-range EM transmitter? We will find out.
Yes, I remember this man. It's not every day you see a Romulan in the Ketha lowlands. He didn't say he was a surveyor, though. He told me that he was a part of a diplomatic delegation studying our agriculture. Martok would have never let a Romulan set foot on our world. That's why I don't think much of Jimpak. He's too soft. The oddest thing I remember, other than him being a Romulan, was that he personally scheduled the delivery of goods to the farm. That is against our security procedures. Lady Sorella insists on authorizing all deliveries to the manor. However, his codes were valid, and he had Lady Sorella's signature, so I did as he asked. His delivery arrived today. It is the large package we moved to the grain storage shed near the house of Martok's manor. The Nep would know what was ordered. He handles most of Lady Sorella's business transactions.
We must find this Romulan and inspect the delivery.
Now he's a diplomat? I don't buy it. We're dealing with a tall Shar spy.
Agreed. We must proceed with caution.
processed that delivery. It was an order for the House of Martok. They needed explosives for digging out a new irrigation system. The order was placed by Lady Sorella with her signature and authorization codes. She must need the new irrigation channel badly. Normally, Sorella delays such tasks until the winter, when the farm hands aren't busy with planting and harvesting.
We must get to this package at once. The spy knew that they would move these explosives near the House of Martok's fertilizer stores. He plans to use the shed as a bomb. The equipment we found earlier must have been the trigger device, but why use a Romulan short-range EM trigger? Its range would have been limited to a few hundred yards. He would need to be near the farm to trigger the detonation charges. We need to get back to the manor and stop the assassin. We should focus our search near the fertilizer shed. He will need a spot where he can visibly overlook the stores and monitor the detonation. We must hurry. Follow me. But first, practicality. Good morning, Schmertzlin. Oh, shoot, you know what? I'm not on Discord. My bad. Let me jump into Discord there. Alright, I'm in Discord if you'd like to join me for the episode. Not ship builds today, not anything else, just doing some episodes. Goodness, this estate is huge. Sir, Romulans! They're defending the assassin! Where are the Romulans? They're there.
There he is! Stop him!
The House of Martok will crumble, and with it, the rest of the Klingon Empire. You cannot stop what has begun.
Shoot this for shock before he beams out. Romulans. Someone hired these honorless Tal Shiar dogs to do their dirty work. The House of Martok is strong, but with Martok gone, it has been weakened. One of its rivals seeks to exploit that weakness and use the house's downfall to attack the council. We need to follow Tarson to find out who he is working for. As long as that Ptak draws breath, he is a threat to the House of Martok. Captain, Tarson probably beamed up to a cloaked vessel in orbit above Kronos. We should return to our ship and track where he went. Works for me. Lieutenant Commander, the warp traffic in this area will make it difficult to pinpoint the Romulan assassin's ship. Ever since Counselor Jimpak agreed to the settlement of New Romulus, there are always Romulan ships in orbit above Kronos. How are we to maintain security when we allow those allies on our doorstep? We will support the Chancellor's position. Now scan for cloaked vessels. The scanners have been configured for motion detection, but as expected, there is too much traffic in the area. We must also consider that Romulan has left the system. Scan for singularity core emissions. Sir, your intuition is superb. Scanners are detecting trace singularity distortions from nearby asteroids, indicating that a Romulan warbird recently entered warp. If we get a closer scan, I will be able to plot a course based on the warp trail signature. Take us closer to the asteroids.
The long-range sensor arrays in the trailer system. We have
Sorry, I don't do as good of a Gorn as Darkthorn does. Or you probably do a great Gorn. Scan complete and warp trail course plotted. Sir, the Romulan warbird is headed for the forecast system. He's after Worf and Miven.
Lady Sorella's suspicions were correct. The Romulan is going to make an attempt on her grandson's life. While my father is a formidable warrior, this time he may be overwhelmed. We must set a course for the forecast system at once.
Agreed. Prepare to leave orbit. Not to be picky, but they weren't in orbit. Unless we've changed what orbit means. Alright, let's go to the forecast system. Alright, there's forecast. And now we get some scenic travel. Unless it's going to let me do a... It only goes to the starting position. So let's check up on chat. Yes, we get all the pop-ups in the middle of episodes. While we're at it, while we are zipping around, we didn't pick up anything of any merit. put on our medical vanity shields, which don't look terribly impressive on this ship. And we'll make a quick trip into the Tongue Nebula and see if we can get some materials here. The joy of low-level tunes and low-level ships. It's just... takes a long time. Takes a long time. Which is usually when I do things like my maps. Speaking of that, we want to go to... That's what I was looking for. So, for those of you who weren't listening last night, I did the Sovereign thing, Sovereign 42, and used my dilithium to buy Zen, used my Zen to buy R&D boxes, used my R&D boxes, sold them on the exchange, and had enough money to buy myself the La Serena last night. But the question is, do I give her to an existing tune, or do I create a tune solely for her? For the La Serena. This is a good question. Because I want to really run my jellyfish in my La Serena. Because I think it's gorgeous ships. Alright, here we go. Continue chasing ghosts. We have arrived in the Forcas system, Lieutenant Commander. The trail from the Romulan warbird ends here. Scanning the system for ship signatures. We need to warn Worf.
I've attempted to contact him, but with the Batleth tournament underway, he is not responding. It is unclear if he is unavailable, or if something has happened to him. We'll need to beam down to the surface to know for certain.
Have we located the ship yet? I've located the Romulan warbird. It is cloaked and dropping into planetary orbit around Forcas 3. We're receiving an incoming hail from the ship's commander, Tarson. Put the piece of Baktag on that screen.
You're becoming an annoyance. You have made yourself a target by defending the House of Martok. By following me here, you've given me no choice but to destroy you.
Prepare for battle. Tarson has cloaked his ship, sir. He will not escape for long. His cloaking device is damaged, and I'm detecting a high concentration of Tetrion particles in the asteroid belt. He may have gone there to perform emergency repairs. Locking coordinates on his location now. Where's the caress? Impossible. Tarson is being assisted by the Klingons. I'm picking up another pocket of Tetrion particles, sir, but I suggest caution. If these captains are so dishonorable that they would fight us to help a Romulan, they may have allies lurking in wait to ambush us. Putting coordinates on screen, Captain.
You cannot stop what is already set in motion. On Empire.
Target's shield has failed.
intermission for some dog scritching. Take care. Enjoy your dinner.
We've destroyed his ship, but Tarson may have already transported agents to the surface. He also appears to have Klingon collaborators already in place. I recommend that you and I beam down discreetly and quickly locate Worf and Maven. We do not want to draw large amounts of attention, but remember that protecting Maven is our highest priority. Let no one stand in our way. Romulan infiltrators will have a hard time navigating an arena full of Klingons. I recommend we start by asking in the bar to see if anyone has seen or heard anything unusual.
We will start our search in the bar. Blood wine for everyone.
Did you see Jim Puck when he was young and still fighting in the tournaments? Oh, now that was something to behold. He was masterful and fluent, not like the young tards here these days. I'm surprised that some of them can hold on to their battlets for the entire match. Huh? Wonderful! Another stout warrior eager to hear a story of my glory days in battle. Pull up a chair and I'll allow you the honor of bowing me a bloodline.
Have you seen the fighter from the House of Duras? He looks like a real contender for champion status. I'll bet you a barrel of blood wine that he wins without taking a single wound.
General Chang fought the Master Corps, both in their prime fighting condition. Who do you think would take champion standing? And what do you think of the new rule restricting bottomless links to between 110 and 120 centimeters?
I personally wouldn't use anything other than the traditional 116 centimeter length, but I can understand the desire for customization of one's weapons.
Do you really think a Romulan would be foolish enough to beam down to an arena filled with hundreds of Klingon warriors? Besides, ever since that one tournament where the champion of the House of Mokai used a transporter to steal his opponent's bat'leth in the middle of a fight, there are transport inhibitors in place. The only places they can operate are the transport pads and cargo storage.
Thrak, report! Sir, I've checked the arena's transporter logs and did not find any Romulan signatures. Looking at the arena floor plan, I believe the agents may have beamed in somewhere near the cargo area. If you gain access to the local security system, we may be able to pinpoint their location. They can't hide from us. Good work, Thrak.
Hearing the chanting and sounds of bat'leths reminds me of the first time I celebrated the Kotbatval festival. That was the first time I remember understanding what it means to be a Klingon warrior.
Someone snapped the neck of this guard's... Someone snapped this guard's neck. Our assassin is near.
Enemy targets on sensors. Shield losing power.
Nope. Check security logs. Ah, there they are.
That tall Shi'ar agent was attempting to erase the security logs in the cargo area. He also sealed the doors with a security lockout. It would take too much time to override this work. Our best chance of getting into the storage area would be to disrupt the power flow to the cargo bay doors.
Agreed. We will head there at once.
Chasing these assassins reminds me of when I met Kimtar.
But you're Kimtar. What do you mean? Aren't you Kimtar?
No. Kimtar was the name of a warrior who saved my father from assassins on Moronga 4.
Another dead guard. Prepare your weapon.
Shield losing power.
The control system reports that the outer door to the cargo bay has been unlocked, but the inner door remains sealed shut. We'll need to blast that door, get inside, and stop this miserable Tuba.
You said before that it doesn't matter, but I'd like to know your real name.
I am Alexander, son of Worf and Kalar, a member of the House of Martok.
You fight well, Alexander. For a diplomat.
There's Maven. He's pinned down by the assassins.
Well, maybe not. No. We don't want
This was an honorable death.
What is the meaning of this, Alexander? Maven was sent here to replace his equipment, and yet I find you here, surrounded by Romulans with the grandson of Martok dead at your feet. Explain yourself.
This was not Kimtar's doing.
Lady Sorella feared that you alone would not be able to keep her grandson safe. We followed these Romulans here and would have stopped them had these halls not been filled with Klingon traitors. And where were you when these assassins struck?
Both of you stop. We must focus on finding the real enemy.
I see you have been listening to my son's conspiracy theories again. He talks of peace and uniting the houses, yet here he is, with a blade in his hand, looking for glory. I told you I wanted nothing to do with this.
With respect, sir, we have proof that another house is behind this.
While you were here at the tournament, assassins moved against Lady Sorella at her own estate. If we hadn't tracked down this agent and disarmed his explosive, she would be dead as well. At every step, we have encountered Klingons, hiding in the shadows, with blades at our backs.
What Kimtar says is the truth. We must find these traitors and put an end to this plot.
I have not seen this evidence, but I believe what you say. We will get to the bottom of this. That does not mean we can act rashly. If there were Klingons aiding these agents, then we are still in danger.
If we uncover the identity of this rival house, then they will be forced to act in the open where we can fight them head-on.
Agreed. One of the great houses is here backing the Romulans, and they will try to escape before their role in this plot is revealed. One of the Klingons we killed on the way here was wearing a tournament sash. We should check the training rooms of each house in attendance and look for evidence that would connect them to the Romulans.
We will uncover this threat together.
We must uncover the Klingon collaborators who helped Tarson kill Maven. Tarson had assistants on the ground. We will proceed with the plan to check the training rooms here before the villains have a chance to cover up their crime.
I was just thinking of that. We cannot always see what the future will bring.
That is why we cannot give up on peace, even if some of us cannot see a way to that future.
The great houses will never find peace. They see it as a sign of weakness.
I will not abandon my beliefs, Father. We cannot live in fear that the future will never change.
It is good to know that you remember some of the things I have taught you.
It would surprise me if the House of Antak were involved. Other than an abundance of medical supplies, nothing appears to be out of the ordinary. We should move on.
I will see to it that Maven's belongings are prepared for transport back to the House of Martok's estate on Kronos. We should move on to the other training rooms.
The gear here in the House of Nogra's training room is typical of the weapons used in the tournament. I'm relieved that Nogra does not appear to be involved. Ever since they took in my uncle...
Alexander, you were told not to discuss this. It is a private family matter. We will move on.
I understand. We will continue our search.
Ever since Urapenthe, I have been suspicious of the House of Torg. And now it appears they were preparing to leave the tournament early. Look at this state of disarray. We must look for evidence that may link them to the Romulan assassins. These are Romulan weapons. It appears that your suspicions have been correct. It must be the House of Torg. We must confiscate this evidence and then warn the rest of House Martok.
We will reveal their treachery.
Sorella and the rest of the House of Martok will mourn for her grandson. But I must also see that security remains a priority. To start, I am sending you a recruit from our house, the warrior Belera. She's been personally trained by me and will aid your crew as we fight against the House of Torg. Congratulations, Lieutenant Commander.
So that's the end of this episode. That was a long one. I'm going to do one thing. What's the name of the episode? What was the name of that episode? Bringing Down the House. There's a walkthrough on this one, but I wanted to take a look at the accolades since we only got the ending one. Wow, looking at this walkthrough, it is big. Interesting. This goes straight on into... Oh, this is the whole arc, it looks like. Possibly this is a different story, too. Or a different, edition. Let's take it down. Okay, the accolades here. No accolades? Just place in the Forecast 3 Batleth tournament. Now, we didn't get an option to do that. Good morning, James Cisco-like. James Cisco-cool-like. So we didn't get a chance.
So, it was the House of Torg all along.
All right, we did not get a chance to compete in the tournament. That's interesting. I'm wondering if we had to be out on the field there. Let's run back and take a quick look. Because I don't want to miss any accolades. But if that's the case, I will come back and get this finished up at a later point. There doesn't seem to be an option here, so maybe I have to come back and look at this again. Okay. Well, if I'm going to get that Batleth trophy, I may have to do it a different way. And I'll check, because it's possible that that's been moved into the separate event. So I'll take a look at that a little bit later. But for now, thanks to everybody who joined me today. Not tomorrow, Monday. We will be returning with The House Always Wins, the next episode in Warzone. This one was just shy of 50 minutes long, so these are some really big missions, even if they're not super fast. Have a great day, everybody. I think we'll be on this evening at 7 p.m., so in 11 hours. Have a great day. Enjoy the day. Enjoy the weather. It's sunny here in Chicago, so working for a good day. Take care, and we'll talk to you later.